Hello everyone and welcome to another Rockstar Expressions video. I am super duper sad today. One of my most favorite singers of all time, Chris Cornell, was found dead today. And yeah, pretty brutal. I've been a fan of his since I was a child, and his work and music has influenced me in so many ways. And going all the way back to Soundgarden days, and then a little later on to his Audioslave days, and his solo work. I mean, he's just an incredible singer, an incredible artist, and has been pushing and pushing and pushing and pushing for decades upon decades, and was one of the greatest voices of rock of all time. And I'm just really sad to see him go. So I wanted to sort of talk about how he's influenced me, and then also give one of his songs that I personally really like. This is actually my personal favorite, entitled I Am the Highway. And I'm going to do a lyrical analysis of it as a tribute to him, and sort of what I thought the song was about, and kind of how its lyrics and meaning have changed upon his death as well. So, video's going to be a little sad, guys. Sorry. Yeah. So I originally heard Chris Cornell when he started with Soundgarden back in the 90s, and was really coming up in the new sort of grunge scene. Oddly enough, I wasn't that into Nirvana at the time. This was sort of when Nirvana was coming down. But Pearl Jam and Soundgarden and to a lesser extent Rage Against the Machine, coincidentally, were kind of all coming up at the same time. I was going to a lot of rock shows. I was listening to a lot of those guys, Godsmack, Disturbed, Metallica, and it really, really was part of the development of a lot of my, a lot of the fire within me. And to be fair, a lot of it was, angst. But these songs gave me an outlet, and I particularly was drawn to Soundgarden, and later on to Audioslave, because of Chris Cornell, because of his singing, and also because lyrically I always felt like he was trying to say things that had longevity to it, that had deeper meaning to it. That's not to say that Pearl Jam, didn't do that, because they definitely did, but I think Pearl Jam has intentionally kind of kept themselves out of the spotlight, whereas Chris Cornell has always continued to pump out music that, to me, would always make him timeless. And if it became popular, great, but he wasn't necessarily seeking popularity. So every time something that Chris Cornell did came out, I bought it up. I had his solo albums. I had all of his albums with Audioslave, particularly this one, the first one that they did, I thought was fantastic. And I had most of the Soundgarden albums back in the day. And while Soundgarden was primarily sort of grungy, hard rock style, I actually really, really liked Audioslave. Because not only did they have hard music to them, which I could enjoy and sort of headbang to, they had songs, like this one, like I'm the Highway, where it was slow and melodic and sorrowful, and you could feel pain in their songs, and it was cathartic to let these things out, and that's particularly what I sort of feel about this song. And there's a couple different interpretations you can make out of it that I think really makes this song, that elevates this song, And the biggest theme to this song is timelessness, and you'll see that. So let's get into it. Let's talk about it. And Chris, this one's for you, bro. So, pearls and swine bereft of me, long and weary my road has been. So, pearls and swine is a reference to the idea in the Bible that you don't throw pearls before the swine because they will think it's food. They will eat it and then in turn get mad at them, get mad at you for giving it to them. So even though pearls are valuable, they're not valuable to somebody that does not understand their value. And so the idea of pearls before swine was the idea of teaching and the idea of giving, making sure that your audience understood that which you were saying. And so when he says pearls and swine bereft of me, really what he's saying is that his ability to be understood, to teach, to to put himself out there, to express himself, is gone. It's bereft of me. And bereft is often a very sad way of feeling loss. You know, if you lose something, that could be bad, but not necessarily that bad. If you're bereft of something, it has bereavement to it, has allusions to deep sorrow, deep loss, deep sadness. So that's sort of the idea here, is that he has lost something very deep within him. And long and weary my road has been. You know, obviously he's been traveling a long, long time. And we'll find out why later on. I was lost in the cities, alone in the hills. No sorrow or pity for leaving I feel. And so he had to leave. He had to go away from what he knew. And he'd been gone and lost for a long time. And normally when people sort of say this, I was lost, but now I'm found. Now I've rediscovered something. Now I've gained something. But if you notice, he's actually not gained anything. If anything, he's lost more on this journey. And so that's really tough. And that's kind of what the song is setting up. The idea of I'm gone and I'm lost, even though I've been journeying. But let's notice what he says coming up next. I am not your rolling wheels. I am the highway. I am not your carpet ride. I am the sky. And I love this chorus. I love these lines because there is a timelessness to it. And we're talking about the idea of a timeless theme. And so, in a way, even though he's on this journey and he's lost so much, there's timelessness to it because he doesn't, he's no longer attached. He is just continuing to journey, and he will always continue to journey. You know, and that's sort of the idea, is I'm not just rolling wheels. I'm not just a car. I'm the highway. I'm continuous. I'm long. I stretch on forever. You know, I'm not just a carpet ride, a joy ride. I'm the sky. I'm eternal. I am always there. And I love that idea. I love the idea that he's still going to continue to journey. Like, the journey hasn't stopped in a sense. And even though his journey has not produced that which he wanted, you know, he's lost a lot. He sacrificed a lot to go on this journey. He has achieved a timelessness there. You know. So let's look on. Friends and liars, don't wait for me. I'll get on all by myself. I put millions of miles under my heels, and still too close to you I feel. Wow. That, you know. So, a couple different interpretations that people have made about this song is this could be a lover that he was trying to get away from. And no matter how far away he gets, he still feels close to her. I like that interpretation a lot. But in actuality, you know what I think this is really about? So, especially with the pearls and swine reference, because it comes from the Bible, I really think this is sort of about a spiritual journey. And unlike sort of the triumphant spiritual journey that people might be used to, he hasn't found it yet. You know, this journey is eternal. It's always going. You know, he still feels close to God, close to the divine, even though he tried to run away from it, even though he was searching. You know, you go on this journey to try to. It's strange because you would think he would go on this journey to try to get closer to God, but I actually think in this journey he was trying to run away from something, maybe searching for something else, something that wasn't divine, perhaps, and he always returns to it. I don't know, a couple different interpretations. But I love the idea that this journey is ongoing, that the search is continuous and it never stops. And I feel like the idea of self-discovery is also something that never stops. And that's really sort of what I take from this song, is the idea that your search is eternal and that you continue on and go on forever. And there is a timelessness to you and to your search and your improvement as a person. You know, and whether you are trying to get closer to God, whether you're trying to get away from God, whether you're trying to get closer to a person or try to get away from that person, whatever your desires are, that journey, it's always ongoing and it is eternal and it will never stop. And it shouldn't. You should keep moving forward for as long as you possibly can. And that's what I take from this song. This is why I feel this song is so uplifting, you know, is the idea that whether you're talking about divinity, whether you're talking about love, whether you're talking about self-improvement, whether you're just talking about this journey that is life, it is not temporary. It is forever. It is continuous. And you know, especially now that Chris Cornell is gone, I think that adds another layer to the song, and the idea that he might be gone, but his songs are eternal, and what he's given to this world is eternal and will continue on throughout time and throughout the ages, because the things that he's done has already left an indelible mark on the world, in a good way, in a good way. You know, and I think that changes sort of the context of the song and makes me think about, like, you know, how his influence on me, that's never going to go away. And then the things that he's done and he's taught me and that I can then in turn teach to others, that's not going away either. You know, so the mark that he's made on this world continues on. I am not your rolling wheels, I am the highway. I am not your carpet ride, I am the sky. I am not your blowing wind, I am the lightning. I am not your autumn moon, I am the night. Oh, God. And the way he sings it, you can just hear the forever in what he's saying. You know, I'm not just a blowing wind, I am the lightning. I make an impact. I have left a mark. I am not your autumn moon. I am the night. I'm not something that just comes around once in a while. I am eternal. The night is always there. You know, everything about the song is just so beautifully eternal, so beautifully forever. It just gets me every time, man. And it's so sad to see you go, Chris. So there you go. You know, in one song, I feel like he's wrapped up the idea of divinity being forever, love being forever, journeys being, you know, a spiritual journey being forever, life being forever. You know, these wonderful things that are such a part of the human condition, they will always be there. You know, he has personified all of that in one song, and that's why this song is my personal favorite. And, you know, it's just beautiful. And, you know, I hope there is a timelessness to everything that you do. And everything that we do from here on out. So, thank you so much, guys. Really appreciate you watching. Keep learning, keep rocking, and the Rockstar. See you later.
Thank you very much for watching this video. If you want to see more videos, you can see the most recent videos here. You can see a recommended playlist here. And if you want to subscribe, you go right here. Thank you so much. Keep learning, keep rocking, and the Rockstar will see you later.